Welcome into Lifetime Activity Center for Top 50 Basketball. Dusty Litster and Dane Stewart with you. We have the Volcanoes taking on the Stampede. As Sandover sends that ball inside. This is the double big team as Barclay can't get that one to go down.
Beatty with a nice board. Stampede back to having some of their regular guys back this week, which is good to see, including that young man right there, Jordy Barnes. It just feels good to have Jordy playing for Idaho, representing the Gem State. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
He just feels like Idaho, as Beatty can't get that one to go.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said about our brothers to the north.
You know, some things just resonate.
Roseberry had a nice week last week. Turnover.
Yeah, he did, and Jordy Barnes with the steal. Come back, and Rosevear with the steal.
Of course, we'll get to see those two square off in region match. Oh, no.
We don't.
Rosevear, he's at Cottonwood now,
Travel, yeah. Got stuck in the middle there, did Owen Bowden.
He had a good game last week. You know, we were doing our recaps, and after we filmed, I was like, man, we didn't even talk about Bowden. But
you know who you looked like walking in the gym?
Huh?
You looked like Jaden Farrell.
Oh, boy. You know what that means.
I was like, wait, Farrell is here?
And he's going to get a lot of run from Dusty Litster.
Jordy Barnes, 4-3. Future Utah State Aggie. In about 3 weeks, he'll be getting a little chant when he shoots that at home. Quickly ahead. 3 from Gaddis. Knuckleballer, no. Barnes at the board over to Taylor. Jackson along the baseline. And it's 5-0 Stampede.
Well, you don't see Jackson Taylor shoot a lot of twos. Nice job chasing him off the line there. But tough little baseline J, able to hit it.
Drisdom for 3, no. And the putback there for Bowden. We were doing some Pennsylvania talk earlier, and I feel like I got to do the Yinzer accent there. Don Bowden. Did Johnstown have the Yinzer? Yins?
Yeah, I think so.
And your fodder's fodder?
Honestly, that was a long time ago, Dusty.
Beatty, no. Jordy with another offensive board. I mean, I remember the southeastern Pennsylvania accent, as there's the lay-in there for Jordy.
Yeah, I mean, you have to realize I served in the west, central, northeast, and southeast. So there's a lot of different dialects that...
Well, the southeast had plenty, too. Ooh, how about the block there from Beatty? On the run. Gaddis blocked from behind by Bowden. Get out.
Nice recovery.
Rosevear. Going to slow things down. Rosevear will pull for 3 front iron. He had his best shooting night last week.
Yeah, he did.
For sure.
Yep. And he really did everything. Very versatile.
Jordy lips that one out. Jackson Taylor tried to tip that one in.
Yeah, that's a tough tip.
I mean, the only time you really try to just make sure that happens is in the 21 tip in.
Right. Also did a nice little calisthenic there. The jumping jack.
Oh, the foul, and the shot is off the mark there for Braden Larson. Yeah, it's always funny because I always think it's hilarious that in Southeast Pennsylvania it's U's.
Ewins.
North.
Yeah.
Well, just U's.
Yeah, but.
And then, Yins.
Yeah, see, we had Ewins.
You had Ewins? Yeah,
Ewins.
Pennsylvania. Apparently, Pittsburgh is Yins.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of. I had a lot of different dialects in the various areas. So
it's unreal how that happens.
Kind of like, in Utah, if you head out to the west, it's Tooele, and if you head out to the north, it's Manaway, and if you head down south, it's Juab and
Hurricane instead of Hurricane.
Yeah,
that's true. That's just laziness. Had to get us. Oh, we couldn't get out of the finish, and
there you go.
I was really gearing up, as you could tell. I mean, I don't normally go Gus Johnson, but I was almost there just because I thought it was going to be kind of cool.
Well, and yet you still went Gus Johnson. So even though you didn't intend to, you were fully there.
I didn't use the phrase as Drisdom buries the triple. And there's a certain phrase he uses a lot, besides Maserati Marv.
Yeah, that's not a good. That just doesn't work.
Jordy, you know what I loved on Twitter is that there were so many people who are probably listening right now that did not get that I was being very, very, very sarcastic. As Drisdom hits his second three in back-to-back possessions.
Yeah, we saw Drisdom pop last year in the top 50, and
in the next.
That's right. That's right. He this has been kind of his best offensive start for the top 50 this season.
Does have a game winner back in week 2.
Yep.
Oh, Jordy Barnes picks a pocket. Jordy to Beatty. Kept the ball high, and we're tied at 11. Oh, pardon me. It's 13.
Oh, Jordy. That's just not fair. You know, most people do time for that kind of thievery.
Better use of the movie I know you're kind of referring to. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Better use. There's some wholesale changes going to come out before the Stampede is Kersey, Palmer, 51 is Charlie Smith. I do that to poor Charlie every time I have him. Every time he comes in, I always have to double check that.
And Mike Palmer on the floor here for the Volcanoes. Have we seen Ike yet? I missed a week, so I could have missed him. But
yeah, I think he came from 1 week. As Tristan hits another.
Okay.
Oh, that was a 2.
Oh, boy. I'd say that one got deflected away.
Kersey misses on the 3. Rebound to, that's Ike Palmer. Palmer has that one stripped away. Jordy Barnes picks that one up. Oh, Soto, nice pass. Good job running the floor. Sean Feltz. It was actually Sean Feltz I thought looked like. All tall guys look the same. But it was actually Sean Feltz I thought was Jaden Farrow.
How about that vision, though? That was impressive.
Ooh. I love the extra pass there from Soto.
Yeah.
We've got some teams, here that probably would have just shot the transition 3. Soto, I thought, showed more skill by giving that one up. Oh, nice hands. Popped it away. Feltz kissed it off the window. Soft touch for a big fella.
Yeah, when you know you've got that matchup advantage down low, I like the recognition there by Feltz, quickly processing that, going right up.
Drisdom sends it out. And Palmer can't get that step in to go. Soto. And it's Feltz. Junction extended, lips out. Kersey.
Oh, boy.
Oh, and he dribbled off his foot. No, let me say off a Fonolith.
Well, that's one where you've got one guy for the Stampede against 3 Volcanoes, and it's Kersey coming away with it.
Are we sure Kersey isn't on the football team at Box Elder?
Yeah, he's got to be, right? He's got to be.
He's got to be. And if he's not, Coach Gunner, Dax, what are we doing? Let's get him,
If he's not, their basketball has a solid weightlifting program. So,
all right, I got to get my guy Dax Watts some help. By the way, go check out our bracketology video. It'll be coming out, I think, today. There's that shot wide to the left. I don't know if it's come out yet because I need to check and make sure Vince got all the edits. His Barclay with the steal.
That's the problem. So we turned in our picks early. We didn't know each other's picks, but that's sometimes the problem, right?
Mm-hmm. Kersey off the loose ball. Nice challenge there from Bay. Comes off the rim. Here comes Barclay. All running it. Bay got the stop on one and couldn't get that layup. That would have been a tough one.
Yeah, they made that very tough, having to finish that via reverse.
Man, as the ruckus pace continues. Snap that inside the Fonolith. And he had his best last week as well.
Yeah. Dom, excited to see what he can bring to Hunter this year in a region that I think should be very competitive.
I think it'll be close. Football didn't prove to be very close. Granger kind of ran away with things.
Yep.
But is Sui going to play football? Or is he going to graduate early? Is he playing basketball? Carson Sui.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm the basketball coach at Granger.
Are they in the same region?
With Hunter?
For non-football.
Oh. Wait, I got to remember non-football alignments too?
Yeah.
That shot doesn't go.
Yeah.
Bay to Faunalyth, back to Bay, angled 3 short.
Yeah, they are. Taylorsville, West Jordan, Kearns, Hunter, Granger, Cypress.
Soto on the other end extends it to 7 points. Okay.
But, I mean, you think about the top 50, we've got, a rep from West Jordan. We don't have anyone from Kearns. We've obviously got a rep from Hunter. Don't have anyone from Cypress. It'll be interesting. Taylorsville graduated some players last year. Obviously, Cypress graduated, most of their major contributors. Could be an open region.
It'll be very interesting. Some of our favorite coaches in the state in that region. One's a Raider fan, so that definitely gets up on the list. It stays there. Is in the lane. Finds a little baseline jumper. Oh, Feltz goes in and out on him. Smith hits the deck. We've got a foul.
Well, you continue to see them just crash the board. And a ball that, look, when it hits the floor, there's really your excuses in terms of hustle run out rather quickly. And that's a nice job by Smith tracking that down, drawing the contact.
Oh, nice block. Like a Wembayama block on a 3 in the preseason. Did you see that video?
I did not, because the regular season barely even matters. Why would I watch the preseason?
I just didn't know if it hit your algorithm. But Wembayama blocked the 3, but the only thing would have made it better if it was actually if it was Green, Draymond Green shooting a 3 instead of the Canadian wonder that was a former number 1 pick, Andrew Wiggins.
The Canadian wonder.
He was number 1. He was traded for LeBron. Number 1. And LeBron wanted help, and that's when they got Kevin Love. Yeah. Cameraman Austin questioning my memory on a league that I really don't follow that closely.
How dare you?
And that 3 goes for Charlie Smith. It was Roosevelt down the lane. Oh, man.
Nice. Touch off the high glass there.
Somebody's been working on the broomstick drill.
Yeah. Coach Miller's going to like to see that.
So them down along the baseline. 2 new officials. I don't think we've had either of these 2 this year. Or this fall, I should say.
Well, that's a tough inbound.
That was. Kersey takes it on the arm, and Kersey with the +1. Let's go ahead and give it to him. 27-16. That's 27-16.
Hey, maybe if you yell it.
That's 27-16.
I wasn't being serious, Dusty.
Challenge accepted.
Hey. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they got it,
27-18. They gave him 1 point.
Kersey, my goodness, man. He's brought his best game here tonight. Dusty, you set a precedent. We now got fans yelling at the poor scoreboard operators.
Just wanted accurate, that's all. We are playing for a championship.
Well, not tonight.
I'm just trying to... Next week?
I know. And guess where that's going to be?
I cannot wait. The Delta Center.
I know that rings a lot of people's hearts, being able to say the Delta Center. I'm impartial on the matter, but I'll tell you this, it does come off the tongue a lot easier than a lot of the other versions.
And you don't have to guess. It's Rosevere with another bucket. Like, wait, how is that to be going with this one?
Yeah.
Vivint Smart Home Arena or just Vivint Arena?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Viv, all sorts of stuff.
I had good times in that place. It was Energy Solutions Arena.
I'm not going to lie, though. I think I miss, the names that meant something. Nothing against Delta. I love Delta. It's my preferred airline. But, the Salt Palace, that's a pretty solid name, right? some of those
Pretty
things,
awesome.
just like I miss some of the meaning behind
Right.
the stadium names. I get the sponsorships. You got to have them.
It's like
I get it.
Arrowhead Stadium is GEHA Field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
That is called a roof there from Owen Baden. Come back the other way, and I'll land up and in on the ice.
Leads the fast break.
That's
What
Braden
a
Larson.
rejection.
And men's volleyball now a sanctioned sport in the state of Utah. And
Another
Bay.
block.
Well, yeah, men's volleyball is now a sanctioned sport in the state of Utah.
Yeah.
This year was the first year of the state championships.
Have you gone to any?
It's a spring sport.
You're right, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to have a chance to cover it.
We load everything up in the spring.
Spring?
Fall's reserved for football, winters for basketball, everything else is in the spring.
Oh, man, yeah. It's usually when people say to me, your football season, you're going to be really busy, right? It's like,
Football's the easiest.
Football's the most enjoyable, and it's the easiest because it's 1 day a week. Basketball's 4 days. The spring, we have 3 things going. Dane is the CEO of the lacrosse coverage. I let Alex Napolis become the CEO of soccer, and I am the director of baseball. Oh, man. There's a 3 does not go. Funnel is with the board and run out. Transition 3 from Larson. No, the rebound to Beatty. Charlie Smith sends it out to Barnes. Jordy tried to sweep that one through. Got it poked away from behind. Nice job there by Larson. And now Jordy gets it's called for a foul.
Normally we talk about stick-to-itiveness on the offensive side. How about the continued pressure there put on by Larson?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get the steal initially, but continued to kind of house, got the poke away from behind. Good work.
Baseline cut off. Nice job by Beatty. The ball goes through to Barnes. Jordy with the steal. Ahead to Paul Beatty. Lobs it off the backboard, and Gaddis was kind of in between there. Fonolith leaves it for Barclay. Oh, back to Dominic, who lays it in.
I think that was what was intended by Beatty, but I don't know if the Trail knew that was coming.
Yep. And you can't steal signs, so they couldn't give anything.
Yeah, right.
Mouse in the house there for Paul Beatty. And that's kind of a lost thing now in basketball.
Well, how about Paul Beatty showing a little bit of skill with back to the basket? He's really been more of kind of a front guy as we've covered him over the years. By that time, to work that defense down, good work.
Trisdom, pretty take and make. 31-28. Jordy Barnes, 4-3.
Boy, the moment you got that switch, you kind of had a sense like, uh-oh, this might not end well. And Kel Barkley gets caught a little bit. Jordy able to recognize he's got some room. And anywhere in the gym, as we learned from him week 1 or week 2, whenever it was.
I love that he was so calm with that answer.
Yeah.
You feel like, as I walk in the gym, I feel like it's a shot I can take.
And he might have the only coach in the state who wouldn't get upset at such an answer.
So I heard about a secret meeting last night, going over some new rules for the state this year. Well, not state, but new high school basketball rules.
Okay.
There was a coach. They were talking about block charges.
Okay.
I wish I could have been a part of this meeting at that point.
Okay.
But this one coach goes, I don't have to worry about it. If you want to drive down the lane on us, we'll just give it to you. I don't care.
I'm guessing they coach school with green and white colors.
I'm not neither confirmed nor denied.
We'll talk at half.
My one rule that we're going to have to talk about a lot is if we have the situation come up, that is if you're the center in the lane, you want that charge call, you have got to be owning that spot on the floor before the plant foot comes down from the attacking player.
So no pass and crash?
Oh, nice. Little blow by. Actually, I didn't think about that being a possibility, but just now the definition of it. So if he comes down the lane before he gets to his plant leg, starts to come up, you better own that space and be set.
Yeah.
In order to get the charge.
going to make our calls a lot less entertaining. Tough shot.
It was a tough shot. And now do it for the first half. The end of the first half, it is the Stampede 36 and the Volcanoes 28. You're watching Top 50 Basketball on the Rewind Sports Network and KSL Sports Stewart. Stampede with an 8-point lead. And next week we'll be at the Delta Center for Championship Day. 6 games. We'll have 3 girls games and then the 2 boys games on the big floor. As Isaiah Bay can't get that one. Saved in by Fonolith, but to Jackson Taylor.
Yeah, good hustle there by Dom. Oh, there's the Jackson Taylor.
Oh, Bay strips it away from behind from Feltz. Rosevear passes up the 3, drives, lost it. I think, what a white foul.
Well, that's a good open look for Jackson Taylor. We've seen that, last year at Lone Peak. That's one he'll normally hit.
Coach Ross is hoping that's one he'll hit.
Yeah. They're counting on that with a few others contributing for that Lone Peak side this season.
Ball goes off of the hands of the Stampede. Drive the base, the little jump hook won't go. Rebound and run out here with Soto.
Nice.
High-low from Beatty.
That's great patience by Beatty. Normally you see that when that initial look isn't there, they'll take the shot. But he knows, I can just wait a little bit longer, force that defense to come out, dump it underneath. Great decision.
It was Feltz that had the lay-in. And then we got a foul, and the ball will go back to the Stampede. Remember, they jumped out quickly in the first half, and it was a nice end of the half to get the game kind of whittled down.
Yep.
Beatty drives at Palmer. Can't get to go. Isaiah Bay finds Dominic Fonolith. Dom, beautiful pass. A nice job of running the floor from end to end by Owen Baden.
Yeah, it was great vision there by Dom to see him cutting through. Knew he had that size advantage. And yet you hear, talk about big men, you don't bring that ball down. So Owen, the moment he gets it, goes up. Nice finish.
And Sean Feltz, the mid-range J. Sean Feltz out of Crimson Cliffs. Good hands by Beatty. Kersey gives that one up. And it'll be a foul, but Sean Feltz at the line, 1 for 2.
Really like the way the Stampede have pushed the floor tonight. Even an opportunity there where you get the rebound, you get a quick clear, and you got numbers forcing the contact here and a chance at the line.
And the free throw, no good. So a missed opportunity there. Fonolith sends that ball back out. Bay for 3, no. And the rebound to Beatty, quickly pushed ahead to Soto, goes at Bay, blocked away. Drisdom. Oh, man, a beautiful take, just didn't get it to go, and then ripped right out of the hands. Oh,
shit.
Drisdom takes it off the dome, and we'll go back down the floor. Mercy.
Man, that was frantic in the block there. Ball going back and forth, and Drisdom, certainly hope he hasn't had his braces yet. He might need them after that play.
And I am not seeing Kersey on the football roster. I'm blown away. Oh, baseline J. Again for Feltz.
Well, again, he might not play football, but we know what he does in the offseason. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to go George Steinbrenner and Seinfeld. Whoa, 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 no way.
Oh.
That was a nice look. Tough for the big man to take the bounce pass, though, on the run.
Yeah, it is. That's not a lot of room for that bounce pass either. There's a lot of velocity behind that.
We can go with the mechanical K-zone thing in the future. I think I'd be okay with that. Palmer, step back for 3. No. Quickly ahead. Kersey couldn't get Palmer off his feet. Leaves it for Jackson Taylor. 3 not falling tonight. Soto with the rebound. Sends it back out. Beatty for 3.
That versatility, we talked about him. Seen him more as kind of a face of the basket kind of guy. He shows you right there. He can knock it down with the best of them.
Feltz with the rebound. Comes Soto. Soto on the drive. Oh, nice wraparound. Paul Beatty hangs. Can't get it. Feltz can't get the tip. Back in the hands of Beatty. No.
Oh.
Feltz. Felt that? Woof.
Boy, you know, you look at Feltz and he doesn't look like he's got a lot of power to his game, but he showed a lot of power on that putback.
Yes, he did. Ooh, Trisdom. That was smooth.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Feltz to go off the ground like that. No lead in, nothing.
Well, and even on a contested shot, right?
Sent out to Soto, long. Taylor with the rebound. Shot clock does not reset. Back in. And Soto called for the loose ball foul.
Hand down on the hip there. Good call by our official.
Leverage. Got called for leverage. Raiders have had 2 of those called in their favor this year. I don't think we scored any points off of them, but it has happened.
Well,
never mind, we kicked the field goal. We ended up kicking a field goal later in that Pittsburgh game.
In fairness, they're not scoring a lot of points in general, so...
No, we're not. We're not. You put it around Jordy, he's going to take it.
Yep.
I think the first time we've seen Brad Easton tonight. I don't remember seeing him in the first half.
Yeah.
7 on the shot clock. That's a wishing, hoping, praying shot right there. It just goes down. Barclay can't get that.
The Stampede run it.
Drisdom read him. He didn't look him off. Transition 3 for Drisdom, no. And
you saying Drisdom could be a safety?
That's what I'm saying. He just read his eyes and took it. Got to move with your eyes, at least that's what I'm told. At the line is Owen Baden. 49-35. Smith steps into the 3. No. Board and run out. Larson sends that out. Palmer. And he knocks it down.
Nice stroke. Here come the Volcanoes. Trying to make a late push here.
11-point game with just about 11 minutes to go. The half of Feltz.
Well, when you want to bring that, help defense take away those drives. See Jordy Barnes. He knows how to play that. And Feltz showing his offensive versatility. It's a little 12-footer.
Drisdom stuck, sends it back out. Barclay drives, leaves it for Larson. Left hand, no. Rebound taken away by Sean Feltz.
Yeah.
And Palmer just stepped out of bounds. How about the second half from Feltz? Good
yeah,
grief.
been impressive. You talked about it as the game started, was some height with this Idaho side, and that height has been very advantageous for the Stampede because we haven't even seen Grayson Gaddis have a major impact tonight. Been on the floor, he's on it right now, but we've seen him have bigger offensive nights than he's had a night. So really you got Beatty, Feltz, and Gaddis. A lot of length on the interior here for Idaho.
Oh, nice take and finish there for Rosevear. 3-point play. Cuts it to a 10-point deficit. Jordy got a foul away from the ball, and that's going to be on Isaiah Bay. Fall away, no. Gaddis can't get that one.
I thought Gaddis probably could have taken one more step inside with that attack. Maybe gotten a little bit closer on that look.
Bay on the take and the make.
It's a nice job by Bay, utilizing that speed, recognizing taking on the big man. Good burst.
Back to even, where we were to start the second half. It was an 8-point deficit, 36-28, is Rosevear with the steal from Barnes. Rosevear sends out to Bay. Drisdom open for three. No, and the rebound to Beatty.
I was expecting that shot to go down. He shot the ball well from beyond the arc tonight. That's a good open look for Drisdom. They got it to him quickly. Stampede probably fortunate he missed that.
Beatty out to Gaddis, gets Drisdom off his feet and hits the long two. High school teammates, Drisdom and Gaddis.
Of course, George McConkey also in the top 50. Another Highland Ram playing for the Fury.
Yeah, on the floor. I actually thought maybe he'd catch Barclay with the hook there. Oh, nice take. Put in the spin cycle there for Braden Larson.
Well, that's a super quick move for the young man from Farmington.
You talk about change of pace. I mean, that was a change of pace.
Well, and look, a lot of people, I mean, I can execute a similar move to that, but the difference is it takes me about 12 seconds to get that spin coming around. That was blink of an eye.
No, yeah, to get your equilibrium back afterward. I mean,
no kidding.
It takes
I'm falling to the floor.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, Dane, I love we have the baseball game on. I'm a little shocked you didn't have on the Frozen Frenzy tonight.
You know, Dusty, my favorite hockey team, I'm a Penguins guy. Mm-hmm. They've played a lot of Game 5s or Game 6s on the season. So when a franchise like the Phillies has never played in a Game 7 ever in their history, which goes back to 1883 for crying out loud, you got to watch history.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah, a couple of firsts tonight. We picked the best first.
Yeah.
By the way, Bucci is the host of that.
Yeah, it doesn't even start on TV till 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, my pens are down because that's what we do.
Shocked with 3 Hall of Famers on the ice. That would happen there.
You can then make an argument they have more than that.
I was trying to remember the number. There's a transition 3 from Brad Easton.
There you go.
Drisdom. Oh, how about the answer on the other end? You know my new favorite sports personality. He's a Pens fan, too. That's why I know about that.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The Yinzer.
Well, it's good to have him as a part of the club.
Oh, Beatty. I'm excited to see Beatty this winter. The development of his game You remember, sophomore year, he's running with Colin Chandler. Last year was a little bit of different year. This is his year.
Yeah, it kind of felt like last year, not that they didn't have a guy, but it was kind of like they had a lot of guys that could contribute, and you didn't quite know night to night who it was going to be. And I think this year it's going to be the Paul Beatty show, or certainly has that ability.
I know Paul Beatty just made the right play. I was like, Beatty, a transition 3? I think everybody on the floor thought that. He lobs it into Gaddis, and Trisdom again.
He has been dialing it up all night.
So substitution timeout. Yeah, I was in Drisden, man. He's had a good night shooting the ball. I know he's going to think about the one that would have got down to 5 a little bit, but
which, let's go to a little Pennsylvania. I know you love your cheesesteaks and all, but can I just tell you, I went out to, New York and Pennsylvania this last summer. Man, if you have not had Pimanti Brothers. That's the picture I sent you. That sandwich.
Oh,
remember the sandwich?
Right. Yeah, the Sammys. Yeah.
It was unreal.
Yeah?
This sandwich is like 8 inches tall. Yeah. I'm not kidding. And we were like, oh, let's get a pickle. So we got a dill pickle.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing was huge.
It was a whole cucumber, huh?
Yeah. It's ginormous.
What was this, Pennsylvania
so anyway,
Dutch area?
If you're ever out in Pennsylvania, Primanti Brothers.
Primanti Brothers. I'll be there.
A+.
In about 3 weeks.
Look at that
4
thing.
weeks. Okay, now I recall. Never went there.
Unreal.
And it was in New York?
No, it's in Pennsylvania.
Where?
They have them all throughout. So it started in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
But they're now in Central and East. And Primanti Brothers, phenomenal. I mean, look at that thing.
It's better than Jimmy John's pickle.
Couldn't finish the pickle.
Yeah. Man, all right. We'll put it on the list. Trisdom.
Ooh, that was on mine, too.
Comes Brad Easton. Leaves it back for Kersey. Oh, what a pass.
How about the reach-around bounce pass? What a nice find there from Kersey.
They just come out and pressure. And Elijah Kersey is the senior this year. Ike Palmer drives at Jackson Taylor and have a foul on the floor. So re-inbound. Coming up next is Fury and the Alley Cats. Bay jump it from the junction, no. And it's Soto with the rebound. A little too strong. It was too high, too high.
Too high?
Inside of 3 minutes left. Here in game 1 of our triple header. Trisdom. Oh, nice hands by Smith. There, got it out. Ike Palmer straight away. No. Rebound to Jackson Taylor. Taylor ahead to Smith. Leaves it for Kersey. The 3, no. Soto fouled on the putback. It'll be 1 for 2 for Soto.
A nice job there by Soto. We talked about crashing the glass in the first half. What a good job the Stampede team has done of that. And you go backside. Coach on the bench didn't like it. And we got a coach technical. Last week or was it the week before?
Last week.
Yeah. No such ire here on this call.
Was it in the girls' games though?
I thought it was in the boys.
It could have been.
Let's be honest. We did a lot last week.
Did it the last 2 weeks. There's a nice take and make there by Bowden. The last 2 weeks, Dusty and Dane have been on a few things.
Oh, Kersey. That's really been the thing for me. I feel like, the Volcanoes tonight, you've seen a lot of help coming over, some double teams, and it's left some open space that the Stampede have really been able to take advantage of throughout the duration of the game.
Bodden lays that one in. You think 2 weeks ago we did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. As Kersey on for 3, no.
Last week it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. With 8, 9. Oh, Tristram again.
He's doing his best Jordy Barnes impersonation tonight.
Essentially 12 productions. I guess you call it 13 productions 2 weeks ago. Last week was 9. It's a nice job going up and under there by Feltz. Tristram, no. As it's going to be the Stampede taking game 1 here tonight. And again, they will play, we'll have the seedings come back out. And they'll be playing next week at the Delta Center. But our final score, Stampede 75, the Volcanoes 58. Dane, your thoughts and selection of a player of the game?
Yeah, I just thought that the Stampede tonight, I thought, just out-executed. Both teams, I thought, played with a lot of hustle up and down the floor. Both shot really well, but I think second chance opportunities, the ball movement, the separation was maybe the difference for the Stampede in this one. Tough for me to go with a player of the game. You can make a lot of different cases, but I'm going to go with Sean Feltz tonight. I think he had a big night. We know about a lot of these players for the Stampede, but Sean Feltz, to me, this was his statement game in the top 50, so I'll go with the Crimson Cliff Mustangs, our player of the game.
That's a good call. Sean Feltz, our player of the game, the Utah top 50. Again, our final score, the Stampede 75 and the Volcanoes 58. For Dane Stewart, Austin Bigelow, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us, for watching Utah Top 50 on KSLSports.com and on the Rewind Sports Network.